Hey there, fellow travelers. I'm Jim. Welcome to Vacay with J&A. Today, we're talking about Travel Hacking 101, Lesson 3, Transferable Currencies. It's time to get excited, folks. This is where the rubber hits the road. This is when I got really excited about travel hacking, when I learned about transferable currencies and how they could work for me. So I'm hoping you're just as excited as I am and ready to learn about transferable currencies. So, hotel and airline credit cards are real easy to use. You earn the miles or the points, they go into your account, and then you book them through the site. Transferable currencies are a little more difficult. It takes a little more work to let those points work for you. But the good news is you get a lot more value out of them. So today we're going to talk about 5 different things. First, we're going to talk about 3 different ways to redeem transferable currencies. 2, we're going to talk about transfer partners. 3, we're going to talk about how to transfer points. 4, we're going to talk about understanding cents per point, or CPP. And last, I'm going to give you a redemption example to show you exactly how you can use transferable currency to take a trip. Let's get started. There's 3 basic ways to use your transferable currency points. Today we're going to talk about Chase Bank and how to use your transferable currency points in Chase Bank. There's 3 basic ways. You can get cash back, use your points in the travel portal, or you can transfer your points out to travel partners. Let's start with cash back, since this is the easiest. In the Chase app, you would navigate to where you see it says convert to cash back, and then from there you have the option to select cash back. After that, they'll give you the option to purchase gift cards if you want. It's up to you if you want to do that. I prefer cash over a gift card because you can use cash anywhere. And then after you do that, you have the choice of whether you want to apply your points as a statement credit for your credit card, or if you want to deposit the points in the form of cash into a checking or savings account. So once you make your selection, all you do is you hit submit and you're good to go. The next way you can use transferable currency points is in the travel portal. In the Chase travel portal, you get a bonus if you have the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you get a 25% bonus, or if you have the Chase Sapphire Reserve, where you would get a 50% bonus. The travel portal works kind of like Expedia. You just search out a trip you want to take, and then it gives you the option to use points instead of using cash. I'm going to show you an example right now in the actual travel portal of how this would work. Here we are on the transfer portal. You want to make sure you've got the right card picked up here so you get that 25% bonus. So it's just like using Expedia or any other search engine. You're going to put where you want to go. Let's say we want to go to Disneyland. So we decide we want to go in September when the crowds die down a little bit. I'm going to put 3 people in here, check the child's age, and then we're going to search. So our search results come back, and up here you can sort them if you want to by price, lowest to highest, star ratings, distance, anything. And then over here in the filters, if you're looking for a specific hotel, you can click on that and you can enter that in, or maybe you don't want to stay in less than a 4-star or 3-star, or you have a price limit. You can put all that in there. You can also search on that map and zero in how close it is. But let's just say we want to go here to the Quality Inn. So you click that and you scroll down here and you'll see the different room types, and you'll also see that how many points it's going to cost you. So you can see right here, 17,516. So we'll add that to our trip, and then it gives you the choice here if you want to use your points to redeem this, or if you want to pay cash. So you can keep your points and just pay the money, or you can just redeem your points. You can even alter how many points you want to use. Let's say you only want to use 10,000 points. If you hit update there, it's going to update you and show, okay, if you use 10,000, then you owe us $93.95 in cash. After that, you'll just scroll down to the bottom and you'll add traveler information, and you'll check out normally from there. The last thing you can do with transferable currency points is the most exciting, and that's you can transfer it to travel partners. It's so exciting and it deserves its own little point in this video. We're going to talk about it in just a second. Before you can transfer your points out to a transfer partner, you have to understand who the transfer partners are. Now, the four major players in the transferable currency game are Chase, American Express, Capital One, and Citi, and they all have different transfer partners. So right now I'm going to show you exactly what transfer partners each of them has. As you take a look, you'll notice that certain programs like Air France and KLM, Emirates, and Virgin Atlantic are transfer partners with all four of them. Now this is helpful if you have multiple currencies, like if you have some Chase points, some Amex points, and some Capital One points. You can transfer all those different points and they can all land in the same spot to help you plan a trip. You also notice that Chase is the only one that has United as a transfer partner. American Express is the only one that has Delta as a transfer partner. And nobody has American Airlines listed as a transfer partner. Now don't worry about that. I'm going to show you how you can still fly any one of these carriers using any one of these currencies. Another thing to point out though is Southwest is only with Chase, and they're not in an airline alliance, so if you want to move points to Southwest, Chase is the only way to do it. All right, so now that we know who the transfer partners are, let's figure out exactly how we can get our points to the transfer partners. Now let's walk through an example of how to send your points to a transfer partner. For this example, we're using Chase points, and we're going to be sending them over to British Airways.
Once you're in the Chase app, you want to click this little arrow right here, not the book travel. You want to select the card you're going to be using, one that has transferable currency like the Ink Preferred. Then you're going to go to the home button up here in the top left corner. Then you're going to select travel. Then you're going to select transfer to partners. From there, you're going to scroll down until you find the partner you want. We want British Airways today. So we're going to click here on British Airways. It gives you an overview of the program. You can look at that, and then you're going to click Transfer Points. Here you're going to put in your British Airways number, and then you're going to click Next. Then you're going to want to put in how many points you're transferring. Today we're just going to put 2,000 so we can top off our account. You'll hit Next and get a review of your transfer. Once that's all clear, go ahead and hit Submit, and the points are on their way to the transfer partner.
It's just that easy. Now, a couple things you want to remember. Before you send your points over to another program, make sure your redemption is available. Because once those points are gone, they're gone and they're never coming back. So you don't want to make the mistake of sending your Chase points over to British Airways just to find out that you can't use those points for the flight you thought you could. Because once they're at British Airways, they stay at British Airways until you use them there. That's a good tip to remember. Might want to write that one down. In travel hacking, you'll hear the term cents per point or cost per point used very frequently. This is a measure that's used to see exactly how much value you're getting out of each of the points you have. To calculate cents per point is actually pretty easy. You're just going to take the cash price of whatever your redemption is, divide it by how many points you used, and then multiply that by 100. So as an example, let's say you had a hotel room and it was $1,000 a night, and you used 50,000 points to stay there instead of paying the $1,000. You take the $1,000, divide it by 50,000 points, which would give you 0.02, multiply that by 100, and you got 2 cents per point. So is cents per point important? Yes and no. So it can be important, and I'm going to give you an example of when it is important. Let's take a look at this example of a room we wanted to book at the 4-Point Sheraton in Anaheim. You'll notice that the cash price is $215 if you were going to pay out of pocket. You'll also notice that it would cost you 45,000 points if you were to use your Marriott points. So if you do the cents per point valuation here, it's less than half a cent per point, so 0.47 cents per point. Now that's not very good. So it wouldn't make sense to take your Chase points and send them over to Marriott just to get half a cent per point, because you could just pay cash for it and then get cash back, and it would only be 21,500 points. So that's a great example of why you want to know cents per point and why you want to keep track of it when you make your redemptions. Now, I say it's also not important to track it, and here's what I mean by that. A lot of times you'll see their different videos showing huge redemptions. I got 9 cents per point, I got 6 cents per point. Just so you know, I've gotten 10 cents per point once, and I was pretty proud of myself. But the fact of the matter is, you want to go where you want to go. I'll give you an example. Last year, we went to Hawaii, and we went to the island of Kauai. What a beautiful trip it was. And we stayed at the Sheraton Poipu. Is this the nicest resort on the island? No, I don't think it is. Did I get the best redemption by staying there? No, I did not. But this is a resort that my dad and I used to go to when I was a kid. And for me, it was more important to stay at that resort than it was for me to get a great redemption value. So go where you want to go. Now the moment everybody's been waiting for, that redemption example. Remember earlier when we sent our Chase points over to British Airways? You may have been asking yourself, why would we do that? Well, you're about to find out.
Now we are on the British Airways website. You're going to hover over here where it says book, and then you're going to click on book flights with Avios. Then you're going to put in your destination. Today we're going from LAX to Phoenix on September 18th. You're going to scroll down and you're going to click Get Flights. You're going to notice here it says there are no British Airways flights for this route, and you'll notice all these flights are American flights. So if you click right here, you're going to see the American Airlines flight number as well as what type of airplane you're going to be on. And if you click right here, you'll see how many points it's going to cost you to make this trip. 8,250 Avios and $5.60.
So remember earlier when I showed you all the transfer partners and American Airlines wasn't a transfer partner with anybody? Well, you just found out how you can still fly on American Airlines even without using American Airlines miles. You can send it over to British Airways. And this works because British Airways and American Airlines are in the same airline alliance. They're both in the One World Alliance. And here's a list of some of the partners in the One World Alliance. And then here's some partners that are in the SkyTeam Alliance. And then here's the partners that are in the Star Alliance. So airline alliances are not super complicated, but they definitely deserve their own video. So I'm going to be giving a video later about airline alliances and why it's important to know them and why it's important to understand how they work. Because that's how you get the most benefit out of travel hacking. But just rest assured, Delta, United, and American can all be booked with Chase points, American Express points, Capital One points, and City points. Well, we've reached the end of the lesson. Maybe you have more questions now than you did when we started. That tends to happen, right? But I'm here for you. Whatever questions you have, drop them in the comments below. I'll be happy to respond and get you all the answers you're looking for. Hopefully. If not, I can certainly point you in the right direction. So grateful you're here watching our videos. If you like this video, feel free to share it with somebody else who you think might like it too. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Happy travels.